Hi, it's Bruce again in my Rocky Mountain lab, which I have made quite a mess of, working on this new unit I got in. And I've actually cleaned up a little bit here because I knew I was going to do this little blog. I've decided I'm going to blog this thing anyway. What it is, it's a VIZ WP708 triple supplyist. This thing came out back in the 70s at a time when you just didn't see that many digital meters, especially in power supplies, and they using a new, at the time, I guess, a new chipset um, RCA had out. They provided a a voltmeter on each side, um, up to 20 volts with a decimal, one decimal place. So uh, the reason I bought it was because of the price. I mean, it was $10 and then $10 for shipment. So for 20 bucks, I got the unit, and I knew inside the unit would be a honking transformer, which there is. I can kind of give you a look, maybe. Big black transformer down there. Provides 2 amps at 20 volts for each side, plus, gosh, I think it's 5 volts at 4 amps in the center, and then powers everything. So haven't figured all of that. What does that be? 20 watts plus 80, so like 100 watts, something like that. But anyway, and I did a little research online, found some schematics for it, took a look at it, and decided, go ahead and buy it. At that price, can't go wrong. There's enough here that the cabinet alone probably I could reutilize for something, and then the transformer for sure. So, but when you get the thing, I just was trying to decide, am I going to strip this thing down or what am I doing with it? And I decided instead I'd give it a try at just seeing what was wrong with it and see about fixing it. Now in the ad there was no power cord on the back. Somebody snipped it off, so they didn't do any testing. There was no turn on, nothing like that. You just assume that the thing is dead and a piece of junk. And they were trying to get rid of it at that rate. At $10 wasn't hardly even worth their trouble to ship it. How they got it here for $10, I'll never know. Thing weighs too much. But anyway, uh, went ahead and replaced the cord. Then I had to replace the fuse cap, which was missing. Replace the fuse. Checked everything over, couldn't find any scorch marks or anything, so I decided to go ahead and power it on. And I did. And consequently couldn't get anything to work. No voltage on the outputs. Readings weren't coming in properly on the displays. So, but it did light up. I mean, I'll give it that much. Displays did light. Look something like this. Okay. Right hand display was all gibberish. The left hand display had some promise. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway. Yeah, but no matter what I did, I wasn't getting anything on any of the outputs. Then decided to read the manual a little bit, and then I came back and I hit the reset, and then I started to get some output out of the left side. Worked on the right side a little bit. Had to clean up all the switches. They were messed up. Switch on the right was completely jammed. Just wasn't rusted, but it was corroded and dried to the point you couldn't turn it. So a little bit of cleaning, lubricating, and I was able to work it. Now it's quite free, moves quite readily. And same thing for the left. And with the application of the reset buttons, I was able to get voltage out of both sides after the cleaning. Still wasn't getting anything out of the 5 volts down here, but got to looking at the diagram again and decided that, hey, it looks to me like they got in this missing set of the special lead set that's screwed on in the front. It had 4 connections, and it looked to me like they had sense lines. So, got myself a piece of 18 gauge and Bennett and fed the sense back from fed from the power out to the sense line back. both sides and tested it again, and yep, by golly, I've got 5 volts, and I'm able to adjust it on the trim pot on the inside and calibrate it to 5. So I've got working voltage on both sides and 5 volts on the output. Well, that's great. Display-wise, only the left-hand display worked. I got that to work. Cleaning up the switches, that was a primary issue with it. Tried it for the right side, but no dice. And I tested this thing as much as I can. And this left-hand chip is a D to A converter, an A to D converter. And the input, when I go to put anything on the input, it loads it down quite heavily compared to the left side. If I feed it from a power supply, the power supply is able to handle it, but it's drawing, I don't know, probably 10 milliamps, something like that. And I've concluded that A to D chip is bad, and it's sending out gibberish to the decoder, and I don't know if the decoder is bad or not, but I went and looked it up. It's going to cost me about 10 to 20 bucks to replace that A to D converter, 10 at least. And then not knowing whether or not the decoder is working properly. In the end, you wind up with 1 decimal place as far as the accuracy goes. Yes, I could probably fix this thing up again just like it used to be. But I did a little looking online and eBay while I was searching out the chips. And I can buy a whole voltage current readout and read both simultaneously for under $4. And I get 3 decimal places with at least a 2 decimal place accuracy, 3 decimal places as far as resolution goes. And but the big thing is I get both current and voltage simultaneously, which is nice. And so for like $8 and a little bit of work, I can pop those in on each side. Probably going to have to open these openings up a little bit more. That's a problem because the front plate is kind of glued to the rear plate, and the only way to get that front plate off, I'd have to disconnect all of the wiring on the inside, remove all of these connections, remove all of the knobs and everything, and then forcibly peel off that front plate, throw it away, and then I'd have to get some cleaner and clean off all the glue, and I'd still wind up having to cut it and repaint it. It'd be a tremendous job. Could be done, and I'm not going to say that I'm not doing that, but I don't know yet. But in any case, I've ordered the readouts, and I'm going to try and see if I can make them work on this unit, and just take that board probably and stick it in my garbage box for parts for the future. At least the one side is good. One nice thing to note about this power supply is that it is an analog linear based power supply. It's got a big honking transformer and uses some large transistors for the power supply. There is an analog chip that helps regulate the power. The only thing digital in it is the display itself. So it's quiet versus a switching power supply, which can generate noise that you just can hardly get rid of. You can reduce the noise down to livable levels, but you just can't seem to ever get rid of it. But just to demonstrate, right now, this unit is spec'd at 10 millivolts of ripple on the output. And I'm not loaded right now, so loaded up it probably would get noisier, but I'm on the 10 millivolt per division on the scope right there, and we are about maybe fifth of the division positive and negative, so it's just not there. There's no noise there at all. In fact, a lot of that's probably due to the scope itself. Right now the leads are shorted and I see no difference. And that's back out of the power supply. So anyway, it'll be nice to have a nice clean source of power that I can use. Just a little aside. Well, I've completely removed the display board out of the triple Supplyst here. You see all these cut wires. I went through and looked at the schematic diagram and could see basically nothing that was going to prevent me from operating, and it's true. I'm getting voltages still out of both left and right sides. They're adjustable, and plus I've got 5 volts coming out of this special output. I don't know, what would you call that? A cord adapter. And I've decided what I'm going to do about that, since I don't know where I'm going to buy a replacement for that, is that I'm going to route the output, 5 volt output, to one set of these now unused terminals, and I'm going to put the sense wires going to the other set. So if I still want to do the sensing, then I can run 2 sets of wires out to the end, or I can make an adapter that has 4 leads that comes out, or whatever. And I'll probably just plug this hole. I think I've got a plug big enough. So that's kind of a little report on that VIZ. Nice deal, but it's got me into a project here that should have known I was going to do this, but I thought I was just going to basically strip it out and use it for parts and cabinet, but here I am trying to fix it. All right. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you later. Maybe we'll report back when I get the readouts.